On July 16, 1969, 500,000 people gathered near Cape Canaveral, Florida. Their attention was focused on three astronauts, Neil A. Armstrong, Edwin E. Aldrin Jr., and Michael Collins, who lay in the couches of an Apollo spacecraft bolted atop a Saturn V launch vehicle, awaiting ignition of five clustered rockets engines to boost them toward the first lunar landing. At 9:32 a.m., the Apollo 11 crew fired the 200,000-pound thrust Saturn rockets. On their way to the moon, the astronauts monitored systems, ate and slept. Several times via television, they showed scenes of the receding Earth and their own cabin activities. On Saturday, Armstrong and Aldrin cut loose from the command module and headed toward the surface of the moon. Armstrong set the craft down at 4:17 p.m., repeating, "Houston, the Eagle has landed." 6.5 hours later, after donning a protective suit and life-sustaining backpack, Armstrong climbed down and set foot on a lunar soil, saying, "That's one small step for man and one giant leap for mankind." 500,000,000 people watched on television as the two astronauts moved about the lunar surface with gravity one-sixth that of Earth's. While on the Sea of Tranquility, Armstrong and Aldrin deployed a television, raised the American flag, collected about 47 pounds of samples, talked with President Richard M. Nixon, and set up scientific equipment and gave millions of listeners descriptions of their experience. After 2 hours of exploring, they returned to the lunar module, rested for 8 hours, and then started the engine of the ascent stage to rejoin Collins, who was orbiting the moon in Columbia late Monday afternoon. Discarding the Eagle, the astronauts fired the surface module engine shortly after noon the next day to escape the lunar gravitation field for the return to Earth. Apollo 11 splashed down in the Pacific Ocean on Thursday, July 24th, a week and a day, 195 hours after departing the Florida launch site. The astronauts, greeted by Nixon aboard the USS Hornet, were kept in a quarantine for 16 days because science feared the introduction of pathogens from outer space. None was found.